Dinner time.
In 1963, these twin girls, who would come to be known as the Silent Twins, were born. Their birth was perfectly fine, nothing unusual, but it wasn't long until their parents began to see that the girls who go by June and Jennifer were totally different. They never said a word to anyone, not even their mom.
Got homework today, girls? No?
This is the untold story of the black twins who refused to talk to anyone until something happened that shocked the entire world.
Oh, Afro.
Not long after June and Jennifer reached speaking age, their parents, Aubrey and Gloria Gibbons, realized that their twin daughters were different. Not only were they far behind their peers in regard to language skills, but they were also unusually inseparable. And what's worse, the two girls seemed to have a private language that only they could understand. Early beginnings. The Gibbons family had migrated from Barbados to Britain to seek a better life, and though the family spoke English at home, young June and Jennifer began to speak another language, believed to be a sped-up version of Bajan Creole. It wasn't the fact that the twins spoke a different dialect that kept them isolated. Being the only black children in their school made them the target of relentless bullying, which only deepened their dependency on each other.
Swallow it.
As the bullying got worse, school officials began releasing the girls early during school hours in the hopes that they could sneak out and avoid being harassed. By the time the girls were teenagers, their secret language had become totally unintelligible to anyone else. They had also developed other peculiarities, such as refusing to communicate with virtually any outsiders, refusing to read or write in school, and mirroring each other's actions. Things got so out of hand, a speech therapist was asked to meet the girls. The girls agreed to this meeting, but did so on tape and not face-to-face. Failed attempt. Another decision was made to separate the twin girls and send them to different boarding schools.
I think you might be a bad influence on each other. It might be an idea to split you up for a while.
The hope was that once they were on their own and able to develop a sense of self, the girls would break out of their shells and begin to communicate with the wider world. It was immediately clear that this experiment was a failure. Rather than branch out, June and Jennifer Gibbons withdrew entirely into themselves and became almost catatonic.
Together forever in silence. You and me.
The dark side of the Silent Twins.
Hey! Jennifer! Jennifer, stop!
Upon being reunited, the twins held even more tightly to one another and became more withdrawn from the rest of the world. They no longer spoke to their parents except for communicating by writing letters. June and Jennifer would spend time in their bedrooms playing with dolls and creating elaborate fantasies. This led to the twins developing a passion for creative writing. Fantasies was their field of choice. When they turned 16, the girls took a mail-order writing course and began pulling together their small financial assets to publish their stories.
Right now.
While the story of two young women who shun the outside world and retreat together to focus on writing sounds like the perfect situation for crafting the next great novel, this proved not to be the case for the Silent Twins. Now you're probably wondering what exactly did they write about? Well, the stories the Silent Twins wrote centered around young, attractive people who committed grisly crimes, while one out of their many novels, titled The Pepsi-Cola Addict, about a young teenager seduced by his high school teacher, made it all the way to the print. That didn't stop June and Jennifer Gibbons from penning a dozen other tales. But their passion for writing didn't last for long. They became bored with simply writing about life outside their bedroom walls, and so they longed to experience the world firsthand. By the time they were 18, the girls had started experimenting with drugs and hard drinks and other things we can't even mention here. Eventually, these crimes escalated to arson and they were arrested in 1981. Soon after, they were placed in a maximum security hospital for their criminally insane behavior. New beginnings. Finally, in March 1993, the twins were transferred to a lower security clinic in Wales, but upon arrival at the new facility, doctors found that Jennifer was unresponsive. She had seemingly drifted off during the trip and wouldn't wake up. June was released from hospital shortly after and by all accounts began living a fairly normal life. It seemed that once the two silent twins were reduced to one, June had no more desire to stay silent. Today, June still lives in the UK, not far from her family. She has rejoined society and speaks to anyone who will listen. An incredible contrast from the girl who spent the beginning of her life talking to no one but her sister.